Well, the coronavirus situation rapidly changing every day. Right now, we've had 382 confirmed cases in the state of Wisconsin.
And more people are coming in contact with someone who has tested positive for COVID-19 and are in self-quarantine. One of them is Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett, and the mayor joins us live via FaceTime this morning with more on the situation. And Mayor, good morning. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Good morning. It's good to be with you.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. No fever, a little cabin fever maybe. That's about the only thing. But I think all of us recognize that this is such a serious time for our community and for our country. And I'm at home and I'm asking people, please, please, please stay home. That's the message.
Mr. Mayor, a lot that we could get into this morning, but let's talk about the election. Alderman Bob Donovan and Voces de la Frontera probably don't agree on what day of the week it is, but they are both in agreement among those who are starting to call for a delay in the April 7th election. Is that something that you at this point would support?
I've had conversations with the governor about the problems we're facing. We're facing some very serious problems today with our absentee ballot, our early voting locations. We just can't get the people who will come back to work because of their concerns. Something has to dramatically change. I think looking at voting by mail would be something that would allow us to go ahead with the election if we did that today or tomorrow very, very quickly. But the way things stand right now, we cannot have a fair election because we're not going to have enough workers and people aren't going to come out. So something dramatic has to change. Either we go, which I think makes a lot of sense, to a 100% vote by mail, or we're going to have to move the election.
Let's talk about your request for people to stay home. You talked about how important it is. Is it your sense that people are listening, or do you think something more serious needs to be done, such as a shelter-in-place type of order?
Well, I think we're going to have to move to something that is a stay-at-home type approach. And I think that that's going to be necessary. And I think that that's something that we're working on today. The city of Milwaukee, and again, I've had conversations with the governor about the need for this. We are on the same page. We understand what needs to be done. So I think that you're going to hear more about that. But there's no doubt most people, I think, are abiding by it, but everyone has to abide by it. And this isn't about you necessarily. This is about everyone else. And what I mean by that is if you're 20 or 30 or 40 and you think you're invincible, that's one thing. But if you're carrying the disease and you interact with someone, you're going to get them infected. And so it's not just about Superman and Superwomen who think they can never get sick. It's about them, but it's also about other people. And this is a time more so than any time I can remember where we have to think about the greater community. And I can tell you, looking at the numbers, this is spreading throughout our community. And we have to do more as a community. So everyone, and I mean everyone, has to do everything they can to stay at home. That's going to be the direction we're going in.
Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett. Mr. Mayor, glad you're feeling well so far. Keep us up to date on that and appreciate you being with us this morning.
All right, thank you both very, very much.
Bye, Mayor. And just a reminder, the city of Milwaukee has a hotline set up to answer your questions about coronavirus. That information, you can see it there on your screen, and it's at tmj4.com.